Initially, there was a lot of pushback. Jonathan pushes back hard, as anyone who knows him knows.
It took a lot of courage because he stood up when a lot of people weren't and spoke when a lot of people were quiet.
None of us ever feel like we're going to have to go through some kind of fire that he's not. He's going in first.
When I was probably about 6 or 7 years old, my mom and dad got us all dressed in our Sunday bests and walked down to the Capitol to advocate for homeschool families. That was a way for our parents to try to provide us an education that better met our needs. That's probably where the spark started for me in trying to improve public policy for people, and in particular, Oklahomans.
Jonathan Small and the Oklahoma Council of Public Affairs just got a bill passed to lower taxes and increase school choice in their state 10 times.
We're still in the first stages of our universal school choice program, but we're hearing significant stories from parents where they're telling us they are now enrolled in a school that's better meeting their needs.
They're creating leaders here at the school. They're seeing people as individuals. I think that's very important for our community.
You would think Oklahoma being a very red state, the school choice was just an easy issue. But it took years to get it raised. Thanks to OCPA, we've been able to raise over $1 million. That really gave us a fighting chance to have a private secondary school in North Tulsa to provide this great education for kids in our community.
It is interesting that they have...
One of the things that we have tried to apply at OCPA is a concept from our former chairman and founder, Dr. David Brown. He advised me to copy a winner. If you notice someone that's doing something really well, try to apply that. And so a number of my peers have been extremely influential in really building out a durable freedom infrastructure.
We have lots of people in this country who have a lot of ideas, good ideas, many of them, and a lot of them sit on a shelf. Jonathan is one of those leaders in this network who puts it into action.
Jonathan cast this vision to build the infrastructure necessary to change the environment.
There were bits and pieces already, but he came in and said, we need an entire ecosystem.
We needed to make sure we could advance our public policy goals, that we could actually advance our ideas, that was shaping culture, policy, and politics.
I would think Dr. Brown would be tickled at the direction Jonathan is leading OCPA.
He has built a great team. He'll be the first to tell you, it takes everybody working in harmony to make things happen.
My father would be glad to see it continue to grow and to stay true to its mission.
Now we have a durable freedom infrastructure that is felt at the state capitol and in districts all over Oklahoma.
Many of Jonathan's peers in other states were targeting school reform, tax reform, but Jonathan knew it was necessary to target his state Supreme Court, otherwise he would not be able to get anything done.
The Supreme Court joined with trial lawyers to consistently and systematically chip away at and gut pieces of both our work comp reform laws and our tort reform laws. We decided that we could no longer ignore what was going on in the courts.
It's hard to oust an incumbent state Supreme Court justice because they run for retention. It's like once you're in, you're always in.
Our judges had decided that they were legislators in black robes and became advocates and activists. We needed to do something different to hold them more accountable. OCPA, like many of our peers, have a legislative scorecard, but nothing like that existed for judges. People just don't have information about the rulings of judges. For the first time in the history of what's called retention ballots in Oklahoma, Oklahomans removed the most liberal judge and really the most liberal activist on the court in November of 2024.
That's never been done before in state history. I mean, why would we think we could do that? But we did. So now we know we can do impossible things.
I don't think that is true without the durable freedom infrastructure that Jonathan and others have worked alongside him to make that reality.
This work does require courage. If you're effective, people will come after you. They'll come after your organization. They'll come after your donors, and they may even come after your family.
Jonathan has some battle scars, no question about that.
Another political actor in the state invented despicable lies about Jonathan and other team members of his and spread those around the state in an effort to get them to back off of an issue.
He got sued, he got smeared in the papers, and he stood up to that. He stood up for what was right.
His presence forecasts a refusal to quit.
It was absolutely inspiring to see Jonathan really persevere and make his way through that just incredibly challenging time.
And that requires somebody to be committed, passionate, kind, a sense of humility, and a spine of steel to deal with the arrows that come unexpectedly.
You have to be bold and fearless because you have to know you're going to come up against issues that are going to make people really not like you. He just hasn't been worried about that because where he is and what he's doing is what God wants him to be doing.
You know, I think the courage to do the right thing, even though it's going to be hard, I think that's much easier to do that when you remember people who made sacrifices for you and who is going to be hurt if you don't do the right thing. And I feel like it's my responsibility as a leader to be thinking about where things need to be going in order to preserve the maximum amount of opportunity for Oklahomans.